Joseph Chen, a professor at the Department of Politics and Public Administration. My research is into Confucianism and its relevance for modern politics and society. This is part of an ongoing project to compare contemporary Western and Chinese political philosophy. I find Confucianism a profound tradition of thought that has shaped China and other Asian countries for many, many centuries. Personally, as a Chinese scholar, I want to see this tradition remain alive and vital and develop and flourish into an attractive vision of modern politics and society. Certain East Asian countries are still very much influenced by Confucian tradition. Korea, Vietnam, to some extent Singapore, Japan. And they do not regard themselves as simply a liberal Western country, but they regard themselves as some kind of hybrid system with their own culture contributing to the modern stage. Well, Confucianism is worth saving for the modern world. It contains profound ethical and political insights. Its idea about harmony, its the idea about rulers being trustworthy, capable and virtuous, working for the benefit and well-being of the people. This is still very much a great idea that we need for today. My research, first of all, is to explain why virtues are still relevant in politics and in society, and why this kind of Confucian virtues are not outdated, irrelevant, but they actually can help make modern liberal democratic institutions function better.
For Confucianism to save the modern world, it has to save itself first, from itself as well. There are indeed insights in Confucianism that are not available elsewhere. And I do believe those insights are crucial in getting the right answer for the problems we have in the modern world. Confucian alone, however, will never be able to provide the full solution.
To prevent further division and antagonism from developing, we need to pay heed to Confucian notion of civility, which means that we should be respectful to each other as much as we can, even though we disagree upon fundamental things with each other. Well, Hong Kong is a meeting place of East and West, and Hong Kong people and scholars find it very appropriate and natural to try to combine the best of the two worlds, Chinese and Western. So Hong Kong U, I think, is a very interesting institution to do this sort of integration projects that integrate Western ideas and institutions with traditional Chinese ideas. And I've been very much encouraged by what many Hong Kong U scholars have done in the past, and I simply carry on this great tradition.
I guess the most important thing about University of Hong Kong is the research environment. We do have a very vibrant and strong department on various political theories, perhaps one of the strongest in Hong Kong. So I would say it is important. But ultimately, I think even for all our professors at University of Hong Kong, we never confine ourselves in the premise of this university. It's always a wider intellectual community in Hong Kong that we're engaging with.
Whenever I go abroad, to different parts of the world, to Singapore, to Germany, to the United States, to Canada, they found my ideas extremely interesting and stimulating. And they think that, yes, in the Western world, they have seen huge problems, the way they practice politics and the economy. And now that some people from Asia coming to their places, telling them that perhaps things could be run differently, they have shown great interest. I've published a recent book called Confucian Perfectionism, a Political Philosophy for Modern Times. That book, you might think, that represents a decade or more of my thinking and hard work on the subject of contemporary Confucian political philosophy. But I don't think this is, a finished product as such. There's still a long way to make it better. Well, when I was an undergrad, my teacher told me this, Joseph, there are so few students in Hong Kong and China studying political philosophy. Why don't you, go abroad and study and one day develop a viable and attractive contemporary Chinese political thought? At that time, I was a very idealistic person. And I took this challenge without much hesitation. I think any viable political philosophy for China today must contain a great deal of Confucian tradition, because in our DNA we still have this sort of Confucian influences, Confucian values. And so we need a vision that contains the best of the two worlds, as it were, liberal democracy and its own Confucian tradition. And my work precisely articulates such a vision.